To critically analyse swimmer C's stroke, the BLAP principle was utilised throughout this video. BLAP stands for breathing, legs, arms, body position and timing. This is therefore going to be compared to a technical model as well as literature. The first part to be analysed is swimmer C's body position. Swimmer C's body position is streamlined as the head is reasonably in line with the body, reducing the resistance upon it, Dos Santos et al. 2017, and rotates around the 45 to 60 degree angle. However, her head, although submerged, is looking straight in front rather than the water breaking in the middle of her forehead. This causes the legs and hips to drop deep under the water, losing her buoyancy, Councilman 1968. Because the hips drop, the kick becomes deeper and less propulsive, reducing the swimmer's speed. The next element of swimmer C's stroke to be analysed will be her legs. Swimmer C does have a continuous leg kick where 6 kicks equates to 1 arm stroke. This is good for competitive swimming, Councilman 1988. However, this kick is not very effective because due to her poor body position, which isn't streamlined, her hips are low, meaning that her kick is deep, therefore decreasing her speed. She tries to compromise for this by bending her knee, which means that the kick is not coming from her hips, thus less pressure is applied downwards, causing less propulsion, Friedenheim 2010. The toes not being pointed causes more drag, ultimately slowing the performer down. Swimmer C's arms will now be analysed. Swimmer C's arm stroke is continuous, allowing them to propel themselves through the water. The positioning of the arms is also sufficient as their arm recovers over the water, decreasing the resistive forces against them, Formosa et al. 2010. However, the catch phase of swimmer C's stroke is not always consistent, as the hand is not going in with the fingertips first. Much of the arm can enter the water at the same time, rather than the fingertips first, then a slope up to the elbow. Payton et al. 1997 talk about when the hand is in the water, it moves through the water back to the hip in a downwards motion, then in towards the body and back up to the hip, creating a long propulsive phase, which swimmer C performs well, propelling her through the water effectively. The next element for analysis will be swimmer C's breathing. The exhaling process is performed while the head is submerged, either as a trickle or explosively, Councilman 1968. Not releasing all of the air can interrupt the swimmer's body position. However, swimmer C remains streamlined, showing that she is performing the exhaling phase effectively, keeping herself buoyant and maintaining speed. As previously discussed, the swimmer's propulsive phase of the arm action is strong, meaning that there is plenty of space and time for swimmer C to breathe. The air is inhaled when the head turns to the side, and it is back in the neutral position before the hand re-enters the water, Vessos et al. 2007. The swimmer turns their face enough that only one cheek comes out of the water to maintain the streamlined position. Breathing out and in is required in the stroke, Swimming Canada 2010. The final element of swimmer C's stroke to be analysed will be their timing. Swimmer C demonstrates good timing within her front crawl stroke as both of her arms and legs are moving continuously. This creates a large amount of propulsion through the water. She also performs a cycle of 6 kicks to 1 arm pull, meaning that she doesn't encounter as much resistance. Swimmer C also shows bilateral breathing, meaning that she breathes to both sides. This means that she stays buoyant throughout the stroke, and breathing to both sides minimises the resistance she encounters as she is in a more streamlined position for a longer time. Formosa et al. 2010. All of the faults that have been highlighted throughout this analysis can be corrected through a progression of practices. These will now be explained in the next table.